We back with full auto Tyrant Armor, and it's Ministra's first DC. This is actually cool that she has become relevant thanks to her reactor. The minimum score to get to is 12k, and we will be doing our best to reach that. I have a budget team and then an invested team for this. My budget team will consist of farmable units and the units available to new players through the selectors. Let's check them out. Alright, so this is actually pretty simple to get the minimum score on. It doesn't require all too much gear. You know, simple tank set, some CDR gear for your healer, and honestly one A speed set, and that's probably all you need in order to do this. Alex does a really good job at actually tanking this boss. Casey and A Hilde can replace her. Other than that, we have Sky coming out a little late so that we can line up her ulti with the ship's S1. Gayun's going to do a great job keeping the ads at bay with Rivet, and then troopers and riflemen do their job taking care of these hit checks for us. Now unfortunately there's not really a way on auto to redirect the boss's ulti. So we're just basically gonna have to take it, but that's fine because at this point in time we have enough DP that even if our team gets wiped, we can actually recover pretty well with everybody getting redeployed. And then, like I said, Alex does an amazing job tanking this boss, so she gets to sit here and last pretty much the entire time without even, with Chinatsu being dead in the second part here. But as you can see, we passed both hit checks just because of our troopers and our riflemen. Gayun did die, but that's fine because we have Rivet coming out to clean up the rest of this boss. We're gonna get a nice little Chinatsu ulti, and oh hey look, Gayun's back. But yeah, we're gonna get a Chinatsu ulti along with Sky's ulti here, which should help us finish up this boss pretty quickly. Now, Rivet's going to be your top priority for gearing for DPS, as you can sit there and see here. Now, Gayun with no gear did almost as much damage, but she gets the added benefit that she just AoEs the ads. For the budget team, we are going to be running our usual tank gear on Alex. Casey can replace Alex, as well as Ecclesia or Hilde. But you want to put as much ground res and crit res as you can on her. Gayun, as you can see, no gear here, but you can sit here and run her on as much anti-defender and anti-ground damage as possible. Range damage works as well. You can also use her rearm version. Chinatsu, we are going to be running a CDR tank. We want her to have as much skill haste as possible. Rivet, same as all the other DPS, just anti-defender, anti-ground. She's honestly amazing on this fight. You also probably want to sit there and fit crit damage on her too. Rifleman's going to be the same thing. A speed is recommended if you are dealing with higher A speed mods. Same for Assault Trooper. Now I just threw this set on here, just the pass to hit checks with no debuffs on our A speed. We can sit there and just run 20% and we'll pass just with them alone on A speed. Sky recommended to actually use A speed with skill haste. Depending on what haste mod you pick, you'll have to sit there and adjust timing. And then Seyun, she also can actually benefit from damage stats this time. You don't have to worry about her dying at any point except if the ult goes off. So anti-ground, anti-defender damage. Well, this sucks. Seems I lost a part of my my recording at the beginning, but it's just them walking up, so it's not that big of a deal. Plus, this is a rather long fight on auto, and because of how the mechanics work for this boss, so you know, a little unintended editing kind of helps out, but that's fine. But as you can see here, we're spawning Ecclesia, who's going with all her iframes, perfect evasion, and just absurdity that she is. She's gonna sit here and do a pretty good job staying alive on her own, but we're gonna have 3 healers in order to keep her alive for the entire duration, which is great. Ministra is pretty much our only DPS, which she does a great job at keeping these ads at bay, as well as doing damage to the boss because of her reactor, powering up her ulti every time she uses it, which is great. And funny enough, we actually don't need that much DPS because, you know, who cares about actually accomplishing mechanics in DC? We do not complete this hit check. But it seems that's just fine. We don't need to complete the hit check. We just, you know, take the hit like the champs we are, pick ourselves back up, get our back over to the boss, and continue watching the timer tick down, because we're just kind of trapped here at this point. You know, we want this score. We gotta sit through this forever. But, you know, at least it's coming up to the end here. So, fortunately, Aegea does a pretty good job actually keeping her her ulti timed well with her special because of where she's deploying at. Now, it's a little sad that this Regina ulti does go off during this hit check and it does absolutely no damage, but there's not really a ton we can do about that as long as we have it on auto. Now, right here probably would have been the better time for the ulti to go off, sit there and, you know, save us a few more seconds and get more damage onto the boss. But, you know, it's fine because we just have a crap ton of shields. So my team's immortal. We have an immortal frontline, and then we have a juiced up Ministra ulti that's just, you know, chunking the boss every time she uses it. So, and then let's not talk. You know, let's not forget to mention the insane amount of buffs we have for Ministra and Regina. But, you know, Ministra doing a pretty good job. You know, DPSing everything down, as you can see here. Regina coming in with her time, and Ecclesia actually doing 1 mil damage, which is great. For the invested team, we are running quad with Hana as the operator. Ecclesia, we have on full CDR damage. She does not need tank stats for the most part. She might be able to get one more line of anti-ground res without going too far over the cap. But for the most part, she doesn't need it with all her perfect evasion. Ministra, you're gonna want on Death Pin, as much Death Pin as you can possibly fit on this. If you don't have that, then anti-defender, anti-ground. Chinatsu, we want on our fastest skill haste. We need her healing, her buffs, her death break. We want all of that. Sinjia, the same thing. We want her on full CDR. We want her spamming her ulti and her skill as much as possible. Yang, we want on CDR as well. Sky, we're gonna sit there and run our A speed with skill haste subs. She will be fine with full CDR as well. Spencer, we want on CDR too. This is just a CDR game today. We want her spamming her skill as much as possible, getting as much CO damage, and then that nice little death break that she gives us. Regina, you also want on, or whatever unit you use to fill this spot here. Regina's pretty flexible, but you want on Def Pin as well. If not, as you can see, I'm running anti-defender damage. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope this helps you get the minimum score this season. Again, this should be one of the easier bosses to deal with, as most build anti-defender gear for PvP. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling extra special, you can join the Mage Institute by clicking the join button. You can catch me on Discord, link in the description. If you want to support this channel, there's a link in the description for that too. As always, I will see you all next time.